Weapons opens with 17 kids vanishing into the night like it's a ghost story your cousin swore was true. And the deeper it goes, the more I couldn't look away. Look, I haven't even seen Barbarian. Just heard some folks talk about how wild it was. But after Weapons, I need to see what Zach Cregger's been cooking, because this movie is creepy, clever, and somehow hilarious without ever feeling safe. Let's get into it. Let's start with the hook, because Weapons opens like it's got something to prove. One random night, 17 kids from the same class all wake up, walk out of their homes, and vanish into the night. No note, no noise, no explanation, and it is eerie. The way it's shot, it feels like an urban legend your cousin told you at a sleepover. And now you're sleeping with the lights on. The town flips out, obviously, and all eyes land on Justine Gandy, played by Julia Garner, the teacher of said class. And let's just say she's not exactly PTA favorite of the year. But here's the part that surprised me. This is not a straight-ahead mystery. Cregger breaks it up into chapters, each focused on a different character. And it works beautifully. One minute you're locked into Justine's paranoia, and the next you're seeing things from the town's cop's angle, or the grieving dad's descent into obsession. That structure makes it feel bigger than its small town setting. Every chapter builds tension, resets the vibe, then sneaks that tension back into your bloodstream. It's like each scene is holding on to an emotional debt, and at the end, the movie cashes in. What I love most about this movie is there's no throwaway characters. Everyone's got depth, conflict, and perspective. Julia Garner brings this nervous, bottled up energy to Justine. You can't trust her, but you want to. She's clearly dealing with some trauma, and she's also kind of twitchy in a don't leave your kids with her type of way. And then there's the town cop Paul. He's got a pass with Justine that makes every conversation between them feel like it's balancing on broken glass. You get why he wants to help, but you also don't trust him fully. And then there's Josh Brolin as Archer. Bro, that man is rage and grief in dad form. He's the kind of guy who yells at the TV during true crime shows and tries to solve it on his own. It could have been cliche, but Brolin grounds it with real pain. And then there's James, played by Austin Abrams. This dude is a jittery, barely functional druggie, and somehow wanders into major plot points and delivers the movie's best laughs. He's basically chaos in sweatpants. Larkin Seipel, and I hope I said that correctly, but this is the same guy behind Everything Everywhere All at Once. Helps give Weapons its flavor. The shots are clean, but unsettling. You're constantly on edge, wondering what's hiding just outside the frame. One scene in a gas station turns from hilarious to horrifying in seconds. I was laughing and suddenly clutching my chest. That's Cregger's vibe. He lures you in with awkward comedy, then pulls the rug out from under you with a scream or punch. To me, the biggest win here is how Weapons blends genres. It's horror, mystery, a thriller, and a low-key comedy, all juggled without ever losing focus. It respects your intelligence, too. This isn't spoon-fed. You gotta keep up. The more you pay attention, the more rewarding the ride becomes. And if you think you know where it's going, shit, it's just probably a swerve. And there's a final act payoff that connects so many threads that feels like watching dominoes fall in slow motion. And even if you do predict the ending, it still hits. To me, after a lackluster performance in Wolfman, Julia Garner owns this role. She brings that same sharp fertility she's known for, but here it's wrapped up in guilt and paranoia. Her scenes aren't flashy, they're uncomfortable, and that's the point. Alden Ehrenreich gives the small-town cop with too much history real emotional weight. He's layered. You feel like there's 100 stories we haven't even seen between him and Justine, and just other people in the town in general. And Josh Brolin, he's built for this kind of role. Loud, unpredictable, vulnerable, but still human. He doesn't let the anger overshadow the loss. That's what keeps his character sympathetic. And Gary Christopher, as the one kid who didn't disappear, he deserves a shout out too. Heavy emotional material, and the kid pulls it off like a pro. Visually, the film is rich. Dream sequences play like lucid nightmares. You just don't see them, you feel them. And they're not just scary, they're emotionally jarring. It's like the visuals are showing you the character's trauma without saying a word. And there's also a surprising amount of comedy. At its core, Weapons is about how trauma infects a community. Everyone in this town is living with some version of loss, guilt, or fear. And Cregger uses that structure to examine it from all sides. It also makes you question memory and truth. What really happened that night? What are people willing to admit to themselves versus what they show the world? The different chapters make you question your own assumptions, and that's powerful storytelling. So here's the deal. Weapons is more than a horror film. It's a genre blender that manages to be scary, smart, weirdly funny, and emotionally grounded, all at the same damn time. Even having never seen Barbarian, I walked into this not knowing what to expect, and I walked out damn impressed. I totally get the hype now. Cregger's on my radar. If this is what he's doing now, I can't wait to see what's next, and I'm definitely circling back to see Barbarian ASAP. This film delivers. The audience I was with locked in, gasps, laughs, even a little clapping at the end. You could feel people sitting forward in their seats, which is rare. So what do you think? Was Weapons a wild new horror gem or just another overhyped slow burn? Did that ending give you that little bit of satisfaction like it did with me? Let's talk about it. Drop your take in the comments. This is Trail Talks, where the takes are sharp, the spoilers are light, and the popcorn is always hot. If you're into movies that rattle your brain and leave your jaw on the floor, hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and I'll see you in the next review. See you next time. Take care.